as you can see behind me today, we have the 2019 Dodge Ram 1500 Laramie Limited, which is the top of the line, fully loaded 1500. When I say this thing has it all, it has absolutely everything. From the 22-inch wheels to the step-up bars that slide out or come down when you open up the doors. Comes factory with a tonneau cover. It literally has everything. We're gonna get into the details and specs and everything in a minute here. But just by looking at this vehicle, like you can tell, like, I mean, it looks kind of simplistic. The wheels are nice. The color is beautiful. The chrome isn't too much. It's stating in my mumbo jumbo-ness, we have 22-inch wheels on this truck, which comes on the fully loaded ones. You can get between 18 and 22-inch wheel package depending on which model and trim level you get on the truck. If you walk around to the back of the truck, we're going to take a look at these taillights. So a pretty cool feature that these taillights have is it uses, I don't know if I can show you right now, but so this bottom taillight right here is typically, your brake light. But the second you turn on your turn signal, it goes from being a red amber light, or from being a red light to it being like a fluorescent orange light, and it acts as if it's your turn signal. So it's actually a pretty sweet feature that most trucks don't have. But another cool thing that all Rams kind of do is the dual chrome exhaust tips, which kind of changes the game because Ford and Chevy do not do that. They also have this huge Ram logo, which honestly I'm not a huge fan of. It kind of sticks out and it's a little oblivious. Not oblivious, it's just like gross looking. It's just too out there. But I do love the rear end on this vehicle. You have your typical parking sensor right here, or your backup camera with a couple different modes that I'll show on the inside. You have your tonneau cover, and another cool feature that these things have is a hydraulic lift gate. You're just gonna tap this, boom, it's gonna fall down on its own. Got some boxes in here right now. Got some pretty good storage back here. This has the Rhino liner. You have lights in the trunk that you can click on and click off by hand, which is also kind of a nice feature, or you can choose to do it on the inside. So that's that. This is a 5.7 foot bed, so you have plenty of room for whatever may need be. Let's give this thing a quick little start up and see what it sounds like on a cold start. It's got a nice little purr to it. Sounds pretty good. Got your typical hookups for your trailer. Standard tow hitch. Obviously it's a truck, you're gonna be towing stuff, so the whole profiling of this truck just looks really good. Really good. You have your nice chrome trim around the window sills, and then also you have this little feature. So I don't know if it'll do it while it's running or not, but you'll double tap this down and it should lower the truck as it just did, which is a really nice thing. So you come to it, you open up the door, and got your floorboards that come in and out. So on to the front of the truck, we have, let's shut this guy off. We'll have these, well, these are the top of the line LED headlights. So they have 3 different types of headlights. They have the regular halogen, the regular LED, and then they have like an adaptive LED, which is pretty damn cool. And for this year, they changed the grille from the normal slotted grille to this nice, I really like this grille a lot actually. This whole front fascia looks really good on this truck. Even the new, I think this is this is a completely new hood and redesigned. Nice little cowl that it has here. I like it a lot. I like the new shape on it. So this is the outside of the 2011, wow, I'm a dingus. I said 2011, guys. I mean, what year am I truly living in? So this is the new 2019 Dodge Ram 1500 Laramie Limited fully loaded truck. So yep, that's the outside of it. You got your chrome mirrors up here. You also have, one thing I do not like is they moved the badging up here when it used to be down here on the side. I used to really like it being down the side. And they're upping the emblem sizes too, which is kind of a big turnoff for me. So as you just saw, I double tap this button and the truck lowers. So you can see right there, it has active air ride, which is also a really cool feature on this truck. I mean, it's got an off-road mode, it's got all these roads. We're gonna get into the settings and whatnot once we get in, so let's hop on in it. So in terms of towing, payload, actual weight that can be held inside of the truck bed itself is 2,300 pounds. The actual towing capacity is just over 12,000 pounds, which is pretty damn good. It's not Ford good. I mean, it's not competing with them, but that's pretty solid. The truck weighs 5,500 pounds, and it is down, I think, 225 from its predecessor. So from the previous model or previous year, it's down 225 pounds. So it did a good, a nice little weight loss challenge right there. So we're gonna pop the hood now. Let's see if I can figure this thing out first try. Oh, that's not too hard. Pop her up. Let's turn this camera around real quick. So when you pop the hood, you have your typical 5.7 liter Hemi. So you got your 395 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque, and everything looks pretty much. You got your battery up front, you have your ECU, you have your easy access coolant, you got your windshield wiper reservoir right here, and there's a lot of space. Dodge, when are you going to start incorporating twin turbos like the Raptor and keep your 5.7? You can have a 700 horsepower truck and not up the price to $80,000 just because you make that kind of power. But like, look at all the room in here. Like, there is so much room for activities. Something new to this truck though, which I'm still not super familiar with, this doesn't have a typical alternator. This has actually like a lithium battery that allows this truck down low to have a lot more power. So it's a 48 volt lithium battery, and this acts as the alternator. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with this product yet. I'll try to put some more details down below. But it gives the V8 model, I think, 120 foot-pounds more power in the lower end. It doesn't give it the overall output, 120 foot-pounds, so it doesn't add to the total. It just gives 120 foot-pounds of torque down low, and on the V6 model, I think it gives you 60 foot-pounds of torque, which I think is kind of a cool system. I mean, it's cool. Like, I like it a lot. And just got to point out, because I work on the ABS systems, this ABS module for autonomous driving is a very, very good unit, and very, very reliable, and very, very safe. So all in all, underneath the hood, it's a solid looking, simplistic truck. Yeah, so that's underneath the hood. Let's close this guy and go for a drive. You're gonna click on lock, and this is gonna be the first look at the interior of the 2019 Laramie fully loaded limited truck. And we'll just start off right at the door stills. You have nice leather, nice stitched design, leather up top. You have a nice, you'd think this would be plastic, but this is a very, very thin, like linen leather liner. You have a Harman Kardon sound system, which comes in, Mercedes and BMW and all that stuff. And this is another awesome feature, is it looks like it's a swiveled leather, but like carbon looking steering wheel. Even though it's not carbon by any means, it looks like it's got fibrous materials, like a carbon fiber, sports car, something like that. Start this thing up. When you go to start it up, this will be your display. You're gonna have your 4 main gauges. You're gonna have your temperature, your fuel, your miles per hour, and your RPM. And then you can choose all your main things that you're gonna wanna have right here in the middle. So we can go to your fuel economy page, which is what I would typically leave it on, as your fuel economy page, because you got your speed over there. You have your distance to empty right there. I don't know if it's focusing on that. What else do we got in here? You got your trip info. You got obviously your auto start and auto stop. And your messages. So let's go all the way back to the top, bring it back to the top. So you have driver assist. So this car has a feature when you're driving, you can turn it on and off. It's got like lane tracking assist. So actually we'll get on the road and I'll talk about that once we get out there. But instead of going over whatever, we have your normal trans temp, oil temp, oil pressure, oil life, battery voltage, all the stuff you're gonna need. You can have all the gauges at once. That's really nice. Has all your information, tire pressure, lowered for entry, exit, air suspension. So the air ride is a option. I'm pretty sure it's only offered on the Lariat, but I don't know if it is. No, it's not. Okay, yeah, it's an $1,800 option if you want to get it on a more base model truck. So considering it's air ride, and an aftermarket air ride suspension kit can cost you anywhere from like $2,500 to $3,200 depending on the kit. For a truck, it's around the same price. I'm going based off cars, but $1,800 is a steal for having air ride on this thing. So you have like, I'll let Robert explain it later. You have like an off-road mode and you have all this other stuff. It's really cool to have air ride on a truck. There's a lot of benefits to having that. So you're gonna look over here. The second you get in this truck, this is the first big thing that everyone probably looks at. It's this massive display. Massive display. We're not going to try to connect the phone right now. So right off the bat, I'm going to try to show you guys, look at this. You click nav, and it's like a giant Tesla display. Like you can even see, it's showing you right now, look, there's ripples in the water. It's literally moving water. That is some attention to detail right here. I wonder if it'll give you like a standard, like a, yeah. Let's see if it'll do that. That is freaking cool. That is a neat feature. So there's your nav. Pretty big display. Plenty of options on here. You go to your media. You can connect yourself to a phone. Like I said, this has the Harman Kardon sound system, so it sounds absolutely amazing. I don't know what's playing right now, but... Don't copyright me for this. I do not own the rights to this song. It's just the radio, so... You got your controls. You have your standard, not standard, but I guess standard nowadays. You have heated seat, you have vented seats, and you have your heated wheel, your surround camera, which is kind of cool. Look at all the different like options it gives you for camera-wise. Lowered tailgate version or camera angle view. There's your front camera view. There's your front camera view with like a fisheye kind of lens, and then there's your tailgate view once more for like your hitch, like to line up a hitch. So also on the back of the truck, there's a step that comes down when you click this button. Not in the back of the truck, but on the side. This is for the guardrails opening, or the side steps opening whenever you would please. So I can click the button again. Which is also pretty cool. So let's get out of those controls. What's next? What else should we go over? As we can go in the climate control, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can adjust your temperature like this. You have it synced, or you can go into the manual controls like we just showed you. Apps. Not really going to get into that too much. You have your tow haul mode. You have all your parking assist and sensors and whatnot. You can choose to turn those off if you please. It's kind of up to you. I do really have to say, like, Dodge really did a freaking amazing job with this freaking interior. Like, I love this thing. Like, the dash is nice leather. You have like a nice carbon, like I said, wood grain finish. I overall just love the interior on this truck. Like, I didn't think a truck was gonna, I mean, Dodge is outdoing everyone with this. You got decent storage in here, and here's like a little Easter egg that Dodge did, which I think is kind of cool. It shows you all the options of different trucks and measurements, and it's kind of cool. I like that. I like that they did that. And you have this little guy. I think this thing opens up, and then this thing slides back and forth, which is also really freaking awesome. What else do we got? And I like the fact that they kept an actual CD player in here. I mean, how many companies still have CD players in the car? I really want to know. And I don't know if this one has the option. Oh, it does have the option. So we can throw your phone in right here, and you got a wireless charging pad right there. So that's also an awesome hookup. In terms of your four-wheel drive, this is kind of a pricey option. It's a little, I think it's a little over $3K or something like that. But you have your two-wheel drive mode. You know, it's all push buttons, so it's super simple and easy. Auto start, stop. 4 low, 4 high, typical, you know, settings. We're gonna put that back into two-wheel drive. And I'm gonna let Robert get in this truck and show us a little bit about the adjustable ride heights and whatnot. So in terms of the display, they did a fantastic job. Like, they blew it out of the park. So also want to show you another thing. Let's jump into the back seat real quick. In terms of legroom, I think this is the only truck with the most, actually this truck right now on the market has the most legroom in the back seat. Like, this is an insane amount of legroom. Like, I have not seen a truck with this much space to date. Like, other than like a huge Cummins mega cab or something like that, but it's a Dodge truck. So if you sit in the back seat, no need to worry anymore. You have heated seats and you have cooled seats. Like, how spoiled can you get? You got cooled seats in the back seat. You got your 2 USB chargers and micro USB and a freaking plug outlet. Nice AC vents, which Ford lacks on some trucks nowadays. Like, I remember like the 2012 to 2015 Power Strokes, they didn't have rear air vents. Like, how are you gonna spend 60 grand or 70 grand on a truck and not even have rear AC vents for the passengers? Like, that's ridiculous. And like I said, they have all the accents of the stitching on the back seats. They have on the back door stills. You have this huge, let me open this guy up. You have this huge glass sunroof that comes all the way across. I've always loved that, but I'm always terrified for a hailstorm on this stuff. You come to the back seat, you got your little, it should come down. Yeah, there it is. Passengers back here have a nice little armrest. This is just all attention to detail. Like I said, this is an awesome setup, man. Like, this truck is awesome. You got the Harman Kardon speakers in the back. You got LED lights all around. Even the back seats are just such high quality. Like, this is just a great view from behind too. Like, just looking at the front, everything just seems to flow very, very well. And I'm rambling out right now, so I'm gonna get underneath the hood and show you guys and give you some more specs on towing, power, and what they changed and what they kept the same. So let's get outside of the vehicle one more time. So we got our old classic turn dial, not classic at all, but new technology. You got your turn dial for park, reverse, neutral, and drive, which I'm kind of a fan of, and at the same time I'm kind of not a fan of. Let's go over here. Ooh, I need to strap in. Look at these scooterers, guys, man. Look at them go. That's a couple goals right there. All right, let's strap in. Let's get this thing. This has the 5.7 liter Hemi, like I said, and it has an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. Downshifts are pretty quick. Upshifts are pretty good as well. It could use some more power. This truck is pretty heavy to be only having 400 horsepower. So Dodge, one little thing you need some more power in your, you got power in all your cars, but in terms of power for your truck, it's just sadly lacking. Like, you just need a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna turn this guy around now, and we're gonna give you a little 0 to 60. See how she does. Scoot up a little bit up here, and then we'll do it. Alrighty, so this is the 5.7, 395 horsepower, 15 miles to the gallon in the city, 22 in the highway. 0 to 60 launch test. Load up on the converter. Launch it. Even broken loose a little bit. So not too slow. We're gonna go test out some of the parking features on this thing real quick. So basically what this feature is these little lines. It's not gonna do it right now, but when you're driving on the road, you click this button here on the steering wheel that I'm covering, and it keeps the car from drifting in and out of the lanes. So it'll be drifting right, and it'll show you right here on the right line. It'll blink green, and it'll push the car back this way, and it'll only push it back and forth one time until it says get your hands back on the wheel. Essentially, you're merging, you're drifting off too far, and then it'll go back. And then you can reset it or whatever. But if you're on the highway, it'll stay in its lane, it'll turn, it'll stop, and do all that good sort of stuff. But you need to have clearly visible lines. Like, the stuff on this road isn't clearly that good, so it won't be doing it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't really get too much in depth. I wish I would have done a little bit more, but I only did as much as I had time to do. I couldn't get the parking tracking thing to work, mainly because I'm pretty sure I need to have an actual car that I can park in between, as it's showing right there on the sensor. I need to have a vehicle that I can park in between, and it's not sensing lines. So I don't know if that's a feature that it doesn't have or it's lacking, or I don't know if it needs to have a vehicle there. I'm not really sure. So anyways, all in all, if I had to give this an overall chuck rating for this vehicle, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10 for, like, the overall score and performance. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. That's where it's bringing the major score down. Interior design, overall looks, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Interior is a 9. Outside's an 8. And in terms of ride quality, I'd give this thing, like, for a truck, a 9 all day long. This thing rides amazing for a truck, especially, I think the main reason is because it's on bags. So, but yeah, this is the end of this review. Sorry it was so, like, nonchalant and chill, but and I couldn't have been more in detail. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section down below. I'm going to tell you guys one more little thing, and it is this little button right here is the height sensor. So you can click up, and it's going to raise it all the way up to off-road mode. And if it's too high, or if it's an off-road mode, you try to go above 70, it's going to give you a couple warnings. It's going to tell you, hey, it's going too fast to be in off-road mode. And it will drop itself down into a normal mode. So this is off-road mode right now. It's lifted itself about 4 inches off the ground, 6 inches off the ground, and as the saying right there, it's raising. So that's that. But overall, like, this truck is super damn badass, and for being 60 plus K, if I had to get a truck, it wouldn't be this. It'd still be a Ford Raptor. So I think that'll be the next truck review. It'll be my buddy's red 2019 or 18 Ford F-150 Raptor, and that is still my favorite truck and the favorite truck I've driven so far. So I'm going to have a lot more things to say about that because I know a lot more about it. But until next time, guys, like, subscribe, comment, and please comment down below so I can improve these videos, get more in detail. I know I'm not like all the other car review guys out there because I do more than just car reviews. I'm not just strictly a car review person. I just enjoy doing them here on the side. So until next time, peace.